All right, continuing on under speaking and communicating from the Job Accommodation Network, Accommodation and Compliance Series employees with AS. Individuals with AS may have difficulty communicating with coworkers or supervisors. For people with AS, poor communication may be a result of underdeveloped social skills, a lack of experience, which is huge. A lack of experience is huge. Exposure in the workforce, shyness, intimidation, and behavior disorders, or low self-esteem. Provide advance notice of topics to be discussed in meetings and help facilitate communication. Provide advance notice of date and meeting of when employees are required to speak or to reduce or eliminate anxiety. Allow employee to provide written response in lieu of verbal response. Allow employee to have a friend or coworker attend the meeting to reduce eliminate feelings of intimidation. That last one may be a little bit hard to come by. Um, if I was an employer, I may find it hard to allow a friend or a coworker to attend the meeting, especially if I don't have power over a coworker. If a coworker, if my employee, if a subordinate of mine knows someone in another department, uh, it may be difficult for me if I'm a boss or a manager to allow that coworker that he knows in another department to attend, because that person may have a different boss. So that one may be a little bit, that accommodation may be a little bit too much to ask for, but the other ones are needed. You're going to want to give the person a heads up. Uh, if a person needs to speak, you're going to want to let them know, hey, in a week, I want you to give a speech about blah 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 blah. You're not going to want to do it just on the fly. Hey, give a speech tomorrow. That's not enough preparation. Time management. Individuals with AS may experience difficulty managing time, particularly if involved in an enjoyable or exciting task. This limitation can affect their ability to complete the task within a specific time frame. It may be difficult to prepare for or begin less desirable work activities. Divide large assignments into several smaller tasks, which is hugely important because a person could become very overwhelmed if you give them a huge task to do and they don't know the individual steps to take. Set a timer to make an alarm after assigning ample time to complete a task. Provide a checklist of assignments, which would help the person know that they're getting things done. Supply an electronic or handheld organizer to train on how to use effectively. Uh, Use a wall calendar to emphasize due dates. Yes, that's needed. I love due dates. I love them. It tells me, it keeps me in order, it keeps me organized. I need due dates. Impulsivity. Individuals with AS may exhibit overactivity and impulse behavior. This could be disruptive in the work environment and could inhibit effective and efficient work performance. Provide structured breaks and create an outlet for physical activity. Structured breaks are needed. You do not want to tell the person, I'll take a break whenever. You're going to want to have the break the same time every day. So if it's noon, an hour, great. If it's 30 minutes, great. Make it the same time every day. Use a job coach to teach reinforce techniques to control impulsivity. Allow employee to work from home. That is extremely important. If the work can be done at home in the environment that they are familiar with, they're comfortable with, it will help you and your business. Not just your department, but it will help the whole organization as a whole. Review conduct policy with employee. Adjust method of supervision to to better prepare employee for feedback, dis- disciplinary action, and other communication. Use services of the EAP, that's the Employee Assistance Program if available. Provide private workspace where employees will not disrupt others by tapping, humming, or fidgeting. And I cannot stress this enough. Those things where you think it's not a big deal is a big deal with person with autism. Tapping, humming, uh, crumbling of little papers, taking a pencil, or not a pencil, but a clicker, when you click, 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 click with a pen. Those little things are very, very, very intolerable to someone with autism. They will not tolerate it. They will not, and they will tell you. They will tell you. Well, at least I will. Stop it. Time or stress management. Stress management is very important, especially on the job. Individuals with AS may have difficulty managing stress in the workplace. Situations that create stress can vary from person to person, but could likely involve heavy workloads, unrealistic timeframes, shortened deadlines, and conflicts among coworkers. And I experience this often in Oak Grove. I can't tell you how much it was with the unrealistic time frames, unrealistic things that they wanted me to do. They spread me too thin, and you just don't want to do that with someone with AS. You don't want to do that with anyone really, but you certainly don't want to do it with someone with autism. Provide praise and positive reinforcement, and this is needed daily, on a daily basis. You need to do this on a daily basis. Refer to the EAP. Allow employees to make phone calls to doctors and others for support. That, I don't know. If I was a boss or a manager, mm, maybe once a week, I'd allow them to do that. Allow the presence and use of a support animal. I would love to see this happen in jobs. I would love to see it happen, but first, the person with AS or autism must go through the process of getting a support animal. And it may be very difficult to get to show that you need a support animal. Modify work schedule. This may be hard to come by too, especially depending on the needs of the business. If the business needs to work at a certain time of day, and that's the time of day it needs to work, such as Oak Grove, you have a certain time where kids need to be at school, and you need to pick up the kids, and then they need to go home a certain time. Modify work schedule. That may not work. It depends on the type of work the person does. Maintaining concentration. Individuals with Asperger syndrome may experience decreased concentration, which can be attributed to auditory distractions that can be heard, or visual distractions that can be seen. Big, huge problem when I'm trying to check an email and I'm trying to read an email and I see this thing on the side, this advertisement, and this person's going like this. Oh no, I have to put something up and block it because I can't concentrate on what I'm reading. And it's the same thing when I'm trying to read something when there's noise around. I need to have quietness. Uh, it says people with AS report intolerance. Very important. Intolerance is a key word to distractions such as office traffic, employee chatter, and common office noises such as fax tones and photocopying. I don't know too much about photocopying with fax tones with me. They wouldn't go over too well. Not if it's happening like every day, all the time. If it's maybe from 1 to 2 in the afternoon or something, just, that time, and I know to expect it at that time. But if it's all the time, no, I probably wouldn't be able to handle it. To reduce auditory distractions, purchase a noise canceling handset, which I would suggest. Hang sound absorption panels. I don't know how much those cost. That might be out of the range of the employer. Provide a white noise machine. Relocate employees' office space away from audible distractions, which may be too much of a accommodation to ask for. Redesign employees' office space to minimize audible distractions. To reduce visual distractions, install space enclosures, cubicle walls, which I would think that would be okay. Reduce clutter in the employee work environment, which I would think should be expected of everyone. Redesign employees' office space to minimize visual distractions, and relocate employees' office space away from visual distractions. That may be hard to relocate a person's office space. And then organization and prioritization. Individuals with AS may have difficulty getting or staying organized. No kidding. And have difficulty prioritizing tasks at work. This is likely the result of limited executive function, which are cognitive skills required to prepare and execute complex behavior like planning, goal setting, and task completion. Develop a color code system for files, project, and activities. I would suggest if it's a large file, and if it's something that says like HR, it's purple, and then maybe finance is blue, and then project manager is green or something, yes. But if it's just one piece of paper where you have different codes or something, and it's you have blue and green and purple and black and white and yellow all over the paper, that would confuse a person. That would confuse me, so I wouldn't suggest it. Use services of a professional organizer. Uh, there's other things. I'm going to have to stop here and go on to social skills.